Hey, welcome to Diversity in Cinema Academy. I'm Theta Catalan, and this is the place to be if you're an indie filmmaker, video creator, or screenwriter. So all this month, I have been dropping videos for my 24 filmmaking tips until Christmas. So this video is gonna be all about the makeup department. So if you was with me on my last video talking about hair, I told you guys I needed to finish my looks, which is basically I need to go ahead and put a little bit of eyeliner on and then I need to put my lipstick on. Now the key makeup artist is the one who handles all of the looks for the talent, right? And they usually also have an assistant, but again, like I mentioned in the hair video, I said that a lot of times on ultra low budget films, you know, they typically can't afford to have a makeup artist. Well, in that video I said a hair, you know, an assistant for the hairstylist. And so same thing goes for this department. You know, a lot of times you might not have the budget to actually be able to hire an assistant, you know, but you know, you may get somebody who is willing to volunteer their time to your project. And so, you know, you can always look for volunteers. But again, if you have a super ultra low budget, micro budget film, you know, the talent may have to do their own, you know, hair and makeup. So just keep that in mind when you are creating your budget for your film. But like the hairstylist, the makeup artist consults with the production designer and the director on the vision of the film. So say for instance, if you have a character like I'm about to put on this bright red lipstick so I can be festive, then that is something you have to think about for your character, because your character might not wear a bright red lipstick. Alright, so that is my finished look for these videos. But anyways, like I was saying, the makeup artist does the same thing that the hairstylist does. They break down the script, they look at the characters, determine who they are, and then once they get that vision from the production designer and the director, then they are able to create makeup looks for that character. So like I mentioned in the production designer video, if they have come up with a certain color palette, so say for instance if they were going with golds, or if they was going with, you know, more traditional colors, then this bright red lipstick might work. But if they're going with the golds, then they may choose, you know, more of a neutral look. You never know, and it just depends on the character, because if they want to be super festive like I have decided to be for these videos, then yeah, then you're gonna give them a pop of color on their face. So that's just something to think about. And also, say for instance, again, if you're doing another video like I mentioned Krampus, then you have to think about those different makeup looks, because again, if they're falling, running, tired, sweating, and doing all that kind of stuff, then their makeup may be sweating, and you know, they may have smudge liner, and you know, lipstick is, you know, everywhere, and then the lashes could be falling off. And that is something that is a part of the lookbook that you are creating as a makeup artist. And these are something, whether you're the director or the producer, these are the things that you should be expecting from out of your makeup artist. These are the things that you should be seeing. And if they're not giving you that, and they're not comprehending that and understanding the characters and giving you the vision that you want, then it might not be the right makeup artist for you. Another thing you can think about as far as looks go, so say for instance in Sister Act, well, you know, Whoopi Goldberg was a singer, and so if your character is all vivacious and have, you know, all the trending looks, the lashes, and you know, the long hair or the big curly hair or whatever it is, then that fits that character, but then they get transformed because now all of a sudden they're a nun. So like for instance, in my movie, you know, Created Equal, we had a nun and she barely had any makeup on her face. She, you know, she had a little foundation, you know, to keep her even, but pretty much she just put a little bit of, you know, gloss. I don't even think it was a gloss. It was more of just some lip balm or something that she was putting on her lips. So those are the things that you need to think about, because we're not gonna see a nun with her face, you know, like fully made up. Oh, and another thing that the makeup department handles is the special effects makeup. Now they do have a special effects department, but again, if you're on an ultra low budget film, then you may want to get a makeup artist who can handle some of that. Now if you got some extreme stuff like Krampus, like you got to create a whole creature, then that's a whole nother, you know, department. And one thing about that, you have to think about how long that would take you as a independent filmmaker on an ultra low budget film if you got to create a whole look like that. So keep that in mind when you're creating your schedule and budget for your film. Okay, so that's my few tips that I have for the makeup department. Next, I'm going to be talking about the wardrobe department. So tune in tomorrow and I'm going to give you a few more tips on how to manage your wardrobe selection. And if you haven't seen all the rest of these videos and you just jumping in, go ahead and start from the beginning, okay? Hey, thanks for tuning in to my 24 filmmaking tips till Christmas. If you are enjoying this series, be sure to visit Diversity and Cinema Academy's website, where they have a ton of resources there. If you're interested in leveling up your film business, you can check out my online course,